So our boy Plute out here rallying, like getting everything together for us over here. So shout out to Abdel.
Let's go.
Says another major Japanese publisher will continue self-publishing in the future after their big PlayStation 5 exclusive, Rise of the Ronin, failed to meet expectations. Capcom, Bandai Namco, Konami, Square Enix, Sega Atlas, and now Koei Tecmo are officially multi-platform third-party publishers going forward, launching day one on PC, Xbox Series X and S, and PlayStation 5. As it should be. Tell me, if that PlayStation 5 exclusivity was so lucrative, then why is the entire industry moving away from it? Ooh, bars, Abdel. Where did he get this from? Well, Rise of the Ronin, PlayStation 5 exclusive sold below expectations, suggests document. It seems that Koei Tecmo game fell short and didn't meet expectations. Well, now there's they got that from Noble. Said they are focusing on in-house development and self-publishing of all their games, eyeing consistent yearly releases of major titles.
I did read about this a couple months ago. In that March earnings link, I think I read that document, and they were expecting to sell like at least 5 million, and they didn't get to that number. And they were saying that Rise of the Ronin didn't meet expectations based on not hitting that 5 million mark.
And they published it through PlayStation, right? So now they're locked to being able to publish it themselves, which has got to suck, to be honest, right? So, so now, like, hopefully, PlayStation will allow them to put it on PC at least, because I don't think it's come to PC yet, right?
No,
this is exactly what the Pearl Abyss was saying. Is like, no, we want to be able to publish where we want to publish when we want to publish. So we can publish our own games, damn it. So
over here. So in light of these successes, Koei Tecmo are focusing on improving profitability. So they want to improve profitability, consistently developing and publishing new games in-house and expanding their regional game markets. According to the presentation, one of the milestones they aim to achieve is to be among the top 10 most profitable gaming companies in the world, as Koei Tecmo ranked 14th as of 2023 and 17th in 2022, according to their own research. It seems that they have gradually been rising up the ranks toward this target. To maintain the profitability of their games, Koei Tecmo is looking to consistently release large-scale titles every year and create titles in diverse genres, tapping into the individual strengths of each of their studios, including their new AAA studio. Not only that, but Koei Tecmo aim to self-publish all their games regardless of the sale. So that's it right there, right? Not only that, but Koei Tecmo aim to self-publish all their games regardless of the scale of the title. So that is the key right there. So this is where you can infer that it's not working out for them, right? And that's what Clute was kind of getting at, right? So if they were super happy, right? If that publishing deal fucking crushed it, right? If that game just kicked major ass, they would not be so opposed to the idea. God bless you, my love. Where now they're making it very clear for them to say that they aim to self-publish all their games regardless of the scale of the title. So even huge, humongous games don't make a difference to them. They want to self-publish that shit. They're not taking any shit with nobody. They want the freedom to do it. You don't self-publish your games to continue to make exclusive games.
Nope.
That's just the reality of what it is.
Yeah, you do not.
So, I mean, that's just the reality of what it is. And like he said, this is where all the major people are moving towards. And then as people have mentioned, like Primo Drake, that is why Pearl Abyss said hell no to Sony when Sony offered them the bag.
Well, in the PS4 generation, it was kind of safe to let PlayStation handle your publishing and handle your marketing, and you just make your game and just take the money. That's not the case anymore. So
not at all. Not at all. He says those are some of the major Japanese developers and publishers in gaming. Let that sink in. TGS was the biggest sign for things working out again for Xbox. Sony burns bridges. Xbox rebuilds them. Oh shit! Damn! With the bars, with
Shit.
the bars.
Yeah, it's a big deal though. Like it's not just all the studios that they're going ahead and buying. It's also the relationships that they're building. I'm with you, Kev, on that. Like that is just a part of them moving forward, right? So it's everything as a whole that meanwhile PlayStation's over there burning bridges, like Kev said, and kind of like people are just walking away, moving further out, and this is what we're seeing here. With this situation, Rise of the Ronin, the developers, they want to do their own thing. And you know what's wild? The game didn't seem impressive to begin with, and it's like they rather be on their own and do their own thing than to go ahead and have anything to do with PlayStation after having a little taste of what that's like. Everyone runs in the other direction if they have if they don't if PlayStation doesn't freaking run them dry. Um it's like let's go, let's get the F out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I can't think of a big third party publisher who hasn't benefited from their relationship with Xbox. I mean, look at like Scarlet Nexus. That was a small new IP that benefited greatly from being partnered with Xbox. Look at Sega. How far Sega has come this past generation, tying themselves to Xbox as opposed to
big time
PlayStation. I mean, even with Metaphor and Persona 3, I mean, there's a lot to be said. Yeah, here comes Square, because the thing that Xbox does is that we just want you in our ecosystem and we'll highlight it to our customers, and in the process you could still sell your game everywhere else.
It's the perfect deal.
Yeah,
it is.
There's literally no downfall. You get a bag, and then you get to sell your game where predominantly people would try to tell you that they're going to sell a lot anyway, right? On PlayStation, you still get to sell over there, so you don't
get
lose
a
any of
bag
that.
From Xbox, and PlayStation tries to put a bag over your head and tie it, right? That's the difference. That's the difference between the two.
Yeah,
it's true. Margit, what do you think, man?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is something that's been going on for a couple of years now, right? Like, as Square was the first big one, right? That kind of just learned the lesson and like, yeah, this was not a good idea. And as you call it, Doodle, the finger fucking that they did on stage, it was kind of like the beginning of the end of that whole stupidity. Unfortunately, there were still games that were
Bill's hand is pregnant till this day. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So expected to deliver soon. You know what I'm saying?
But there was still some deals in place, and those deals are still going through, right? And once they're kind of lapsed, we're good to go, right? And you're seeing more and more cooperation and like bringing games over and whatnot, right? So we just got a bunch coming over from TGS. So you'll see more and more as that keeps going from Square. Others are starting to learn the same thing. Koei Atelier, right? That was on their stage. So you're seeing that one coming up on Xbox. So you'll just see more and more of this happening. What it just does, it makes the platform viable as an Asian platform for gamers, because the games that they usually want to play aren't skipping the platform. So that's a good thing. Let's hope that actually increases their market share there. Like if more and more gamers are interested in a cheaper way to get into the next gen, they certainly have you covered with the Series S, right? So as PlayStation keeps increasing the prices in Asia for their console, right? Xbox has done so too, but not as much. So they're still a much cheaper alternative. So we'll see if it makes a dent, right? So, but I think they've all learned the major headache with the PlayStation thing is that they publish their games specifically on PlayStation first, and then think about bringing things to PC when it's like, dude, if you just bring it to both, at least you get that bump from PC gamers, right? And that's a lesson they just have not learned. I don't know why. But hopefully third parties will just stop doing it. But if they do, they should at least make sure, hey, no, we're day-and-date PC. There's no way around that. We're day-and-date PC. At least we get that crowd, that audience to be able to buy our games. That has been a major fail of theirs, right? Whereas Xbox does not restrict, even if you have an exclusive with them. In fact, they want you to put their game on PC, on Steam, and on their store. That just makes it much more attainable as far as profit, right? Like you have a massive audience on that platform. So even if it doesn't come to PlayStation or Nintendo, at least you're getting that PC crowd. And that's just a stupid fail on PlayStation's part. But this is their arrogance. It's just their arrogance. It's the way they are. Everything has to be PlayStation first. And it's like, no, it doesn't. It does not have to be that way. You're now putting in your own freaking words how you need to be multi-plat, how your need to create games that are profitable is a bigger headache than just creating new things that you can put on your platform. They have to learn that lesson. Like they need to get to a point where they understand they're going to hurt these partners, which they are, if they keep doing this. And I don't know how many more keep signing up. We'll see how many will do it, but it seems like it's all drying up, right? A lot of these studios are saying, no thanks. If they're a small indie dev and they need the money to make the game, that's fair, fine. It is what it is, fine. So you'll get your baby steps. Okay, that's great. But if it's a big, AAA publisher, I don't see the value. Like, why?
Even if they're
You
smaller,
can publish your game.
Like, imagine if Shift Up had released Stellar Blade on PC day one.
Yep.
Yeah. How much more they'd sell, right?
Yeah,
they were looking for a publisher. That's the problem.
Those mod people would have went nuts.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true.
That's true.
But Shift Up was a mobile developer, was that right? Or
yeah, this is like their first AAA game. Yeah, they were.
So they haven't really published in the big AAA space, right? But otherwise, they did publish their own games. They just published them on mobile. But they were looking for a publisher that would handle the publishing for AAA game. Which, okay, fair enough. They went to Sony for that. They might have been better off finding somebody else to just partner with one of the third-party big publishers, right? And just do it that way.
Should just use Square.
Yeah, it could have been any one of them, right? So, but that's the way it is, right? They have to kind of learn and move forward, try to see what they can do next time to make more, and hopefully not be locked down. Because now that game is kind of locked down to PlayStation until PlayStation decides it's okay to go somewhere else, and that's too bad. That really kind of sucks for them. Mm-hmm. So
messy.
Well,
yeah.
Look, it be what it be. They're in a situation they're in, and they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I feel.
That's the moral of the story, you guys.
More of the story.
I don't understand why Koei did this.
Serve it.
I don't understand why Square did it either, by the way. But
I can tell you right now why Koei did it. Right? They say it right in this line that I have highlighted. Not only that, but Koei Tecmo aim to self-publish all their games regardless of the scale of the title. And for them, they must feel like they were going to spend a lot of money on that, and there might have been more risk on it, and they didn't want to do it at the time. And I think that now that all is said and done, they're like, fuck that shit. We'll just handle it ourselves going forward. And I think that's just what it is. It was maybe a bigger game that they didn't want to risk it, even though it visually doesn't look like it because they didn't do anything graphically.
Hopefully they learned the lesson that the better answer would have been go get a Game Pass bag because Microsoft wouldn't have lost it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
And you would have got the same fucking sales from Sony.
They did with Wolong, same company, same team, right? They did with Wolong. How'd that turn out? Much better. They were much happier with that. Wow. So, that's the way to go. Instead, take the bag and you still put it everywhere. They don't care. Xbox is like, go put it wherever you want. No problem. Just put it in Game Pass.